Hello guys, this is Teacher Tara, and this morning I'm going to give you some simple tips that I think are very important for a non-speaker in English who really wants to learn how to speak in English. Let us admit the fact that we should learn English because it is really part of our success. Like if you are aiming for a good job and then you have to really know English so that you can easily pass the interview, right? Once you apply for a job. And aside from that, English is an international language, so meaning if you are planning to go abroad, it is essential for you to learn English in order for you to communicate well with the foreign people in the other countries. So millions of speakers of English just get their English words from the eight parts of speech. That's why I always tell anybody to familiarize themselves on the use of eight parts of speech. By the way, previously it's an eight parts of speech, but this time I am going to introduce to you the nine parts of speech. And as I was saying earlier, you have to really remember this nine parts of speech for you to be able to really, communicate well. Please don't forget that when we communicate, we need to make sure that there is the important elements of communication. That is, we need to make sure that there is a two-way part. So if you are talking, somebody understand what you're talking about. For us to make sure that somebody understand what we are talking about, there should be a response whenever we ask questions. Okay, so let's proceed to the nine parts of speech. As we know, when we communicate, we construct a lot of sentences. And on my previous videos, I have advised you the things to remember when we construct sentences. That is, you have to make sure that your sentences has two parts, the subject and the predicate, and you need to end with the proper punctuations. Now, for you to be able to easily construct a sentences, you should familiarize yourself on the nine parts of speech. So let's start. We have the noun. Per definition, noun is the name of a person, place, things, animals, and events. So please take note that noun is very important because that's where we get the subject of our sentence. Okay, a noun can be a common noun or proper noun. When we say common noun, these are nouns that are not specific, and it usually begins with a small letter. When we say proper noun, these are specific names. So from teacher to teacher Tara, teacher is a common noun and teacher Tara is the proper noun when you give a specific name. Second one is pronoun. So pronoun can also be a subject of our sentence. There are subjects that are too long, so if you don't want to use them, you can just use pronoun because per definition, pronoun is a replacer of a noun. So if it is a male name, you can just use he. If it is a female name, you can just use she. Vice versa. You can also check that in the Google. Okay, next. So now that we've studied what are subjects that we can use from the eight parts of speech, please take note, a noun and a pronoun. Let's proceed to the predicate. So, which is the third parts of speech. Please take note that our predicate usually from our verb. Per definition, verb is an action word, okay? And this is very important because it can complete our sentence, believe me. So in my separate video, we have a separate discussion about verb because verb is has a very wide topic because it talks about a lot of things. That includes tenses, how we form past tense form of the verb. So I'll be explaining that in my separate video. And then number 4 is an adjective. As we know, adjective per definitions are describing words. So it's essential for us to understand the adjective as well because it can lengthen our sentence. For instance, if we say, my teacher loves yellow color. So yellow there is an adjective. So it can lengthen our sentence and it can help us understand the subject of our sentence. Okay, so let's proceed to the fifth parts of speech. Here on my list we have an adverb. So per definition, it refers to the words that describe a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. So just focus on the adverbs. Usually we have an adverb of time, frequency, manner, and adverb of manner is very important for you to understand. They are usually come from adjectives. So if you say slow, and if you're gonna add ly, it becomes slowly. So please take note of all the words that ends with ly because they are our adjectives. So careful, carefully, gracefully, things like that. Okay, and I have here on the list. This is, I think, you don't have this one in the eight parts of speech. So this is actually being added, which is an article. Article a, the, and an. We use a if the next word begins with a consonant sound, and if we use an if the next word begins with a consonant sound. So A for consonant sound and for vowel sounds. It's a little bit confusing. Sorry about that. So there. So whenever you're asked what are a and an, so these are articles, guys, and believe me, they are also important for our sentences. So I think we are on the seventh preposition. Preposition has so many examples, but the definition is kind of not that clear. But this is the thing that I want you to remember. Prepositions are connected words. What do they connect? They connect related words. Preposition is very important because they can either change the meaning of the sentence if you do not use them in a sentence. So we have to, on, by, for, to. So those are examples of prepositions. We also have conjunctions. So preposition and conjunctions are both connectors. It's just, again, for preposition, they connect related words, while the conjunction connects words, phrases, and sentence. They can connect words like chocolate and butter, phrases like in the garden and in the room, sentences like I love playing online games and my sister loves singing. So you connect two sentences, okay? And then we also have the nine parts of speech, which is my favorite because this is an interjection, and interjection expresses a strong feelings and emotions. So we ended our sentence with an exclamation point. So we do have several types of emotions. We have happy, sad, lonely. Lonely, sad is the same. Surprise. So whenever you created the sentences that expresses strong feelings, don't forget to use interjection. Guys, you have to get yourself familiarized with the nine parts of speech for you to be able to easily come up with the sentences whenever your teacher asks you to construct sentences. On my next video, I will explain parts of speech one by one and how are they important in constructing our sentences. Just now, I just want you to remember that it's essential for us to understand the nine parts of speech for us to be able to construct sentences easily. Thank you.